This is another episode of Standup Comedy, your host and MC, celebrating 40-plus years on the fringe of show business. Stories, interviews, and comedy sets from the famous and not so famous. Here's your host and MC, Scott Edwards.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to this week's special bonus podcast. We're going to bring you some funny. Right now, we have online one of the funniest and the only American Indian comic that worked for me at Laughs Unlimited. Here to give us a short entertainment, it's Marc Yaffee. Marc, welcome to our special bonus podcast. I know you've been working on some new material. Maybe you could try it out on my audience. What do you got?
Yeah, well, let me make it quick because what's that called? DoorDash delivery in my car. So I got to make this quick. Yeah.
Yes, we don't want their food to get cold.
You're right. Last year I was working Vegas and cruise ships. Now I'm delivering KFC to latchful homeschoolers and stoners. But no, it's thanks for letting me do some new material. I'm not in California anymore. I just went back to Northern California, got to visit my parents in the Bay Area. We had a great visit. We kept our social and emotional distance. So I'm like, I tell you what, you guys, I won't give you COVID if you don't give me grief about not going to law school.
Oh, perfect.
And good job, California shoppers. I got to tell you, California shoppers, you guys are doing a great job at safe social distance. California drivers, not so good on the following distance.
That's so true.
Right? People are 6 feet away in the store, 6 inches away on the freeway.
And 80 miles an hour, exactly.
Yeah. If COVID was spread by car, everyone in California would be infected.
That's so true. California
and then,
drivers.
Of course, and of course, you guys are very diligent on your mask. In other states, they will shame you for not wearing a mask. California, they will shame you for wearing the wrong mask. I'm like, I was in the Bay Area. I heard this lady. Excuse me, sir. That doesn't appear to be a fair trade, eco-friendly, sustainably harvested, 100% organic cotton mask hand woven in a Bolivian women's feminist collective. You'll have to wait outside.
They are getting a little crucial at the what they're looking for. Can't think of the word.
The standards are increasing.
Yes, but, the standards. There you go.
That's why I felt good about visiting my parents. They're in a senior community. They're keeping them real safe. My parents, 93 and 91. They're so old they think Joe Biden is too young to be president.
93 and 91. That's a good, healthy age.
It is, yeah. Married 66 years, so their marriage now qualifies for Social Security.
Perfect.
Both alive in the stock market crash of 1929. Can you believe that? They were just toddlers, but they were both alive in 1929. So, people from that era that are still with us don't waste a nickel of money or a scrap of food. I took my mom to IHOP back in January for breakfast. She wanted a to-go box for the parsley sprig and the orange slice.
Yeah, they don't waste much. That's funny.
No, their fridge is like a food museum. Last time I was there, I found a piece of Y2 cake.
I hadn't heard of Y2 cake, but I guess
me neither.
That would be a bit old.
Yeah. My mom offered me a peach. The fuzz was a full beard.
A trimmed beard on the peach. That's a good visual.
Yeah. I found a styrofoam box on the bottom shelf. I'm like, Mom, what's the box with the bamboo shoot sprout? And she goes, oh, that's Chan's Chinese Kitchen. I'm like, Mom, they closed in 2016.
They're saving everything. It's a culture war. Yes.
I'm like, throw that out. And while you're at it, Dr. Seuss, get rid of this green eggs and ham.
That brings back memories. Yes, that's great.
It's true. My parents fridge would spawn a Dr. Seuss sequel. You can't eat this candy bar. You can't eat pickles from this jar. You can't eat this mayonnaise. It's been expired months nowadays. These eggs are black as you can see. Just one would kill both you and me. The meat is gray. The bread is stale. They wouldn't serve this food in jail.
Wow. You got a nice Seuss rhyme going there.
I know. Thank you. Yeah. I mean, I was raised on, old school, raised on Dr. Seuss. I had the old school parents. My mom blurted this one out last time I visited. She goes, you were such a good baby growing up. We would take you to the beach and the park and on picnics. We would leave you in the car. You wouldn't stir for hours. Great, Mom. I believe that's called heat stroke.
Parenting 50 style.
Right? Right. So, I was born in the 60s, grew up in the 70s. There was no child psychologist or group therapy or CPS. If there'd been CPS, our parents would all been turned in, right?
Exactly. Child Protective Services would have been all over him back in those days.
Because back in the day, any adult could hit us. The aunts, the uncles, the teachers, the neighbors. I'm pretty sure the mailman took a couple swings.
Corporal punishment at its best by postal delivery.
And the nuns, I think you went to Catholic school, didn't you?
I did.
Yeah, the nuns would smack us with a ruler at school. My mom would hit us with a yardstick at home. She's like, "Hey, Sister Roberta, I will see your 12 inches and raise you 2 feet." My mom smacked me so hard once that she dislocated the knuckle on her middle finger.
No.
They put a split. She had a split on her middle finger. She had to go around flipping people off for 6 weeks.
Well, she probably didn't mind that. No, it's a medical condition. Yeah. Screw you.
I couldn't wait to go to church that Sunday for the sign of peace.
Oh, man, that is funny stuff, Mark. Good job.
Thank you. Did you notice people always say, "Oh, we're so lucky to grow up in America, to live in a democracy"? You grew up in the 1900s. We didn't live in democracy. I grew up in a Stalinist, totalitarian dictatorship with my father, the puppet president, my mom, dictator for life, and my sister, the secret police.
That's so true. I had siblings. That's exactly how it was.
Right? It was like the old communist East Germany. Someone's always monitoring your conversations and your phone calls. And we had no constitutional rights. The only right we had was the right to remain silent.
Exactly. Oh, that's funny.
Oh, yeah. And then, you think about it. 1900s children were seen, not heard. And dogs were heard and not seen. Remember, dogs now America's new kids?
Yes. It's sad.
Dogs weren't part of the family or forever friends. One wrong move, they were getting left at the pound or a faraway field.
So true. And now they're being pushed around in baby carriages.
Yes. With no house, right? Do you remember anyone with a house dog in the 19th? The only house dog you saw was it snuck in or belonged to your crazy aunt.
Exactly. Or the cat lady with 12 of them, right?
Exactly. Now they have people. The dog sleeps on their bed. Our dog didn't have a bed. It slept on the concrete patio. It didn't have preferred seating at the restaurant patio.
Yeah. Now they have a seat at the table, right?
Yes. If there was a dog in the restaurant when I was a kid, that meant we were eating Chinese.
That's true.
I'm sorry. That's not.
When I was growing up, you couldn't bring a dog anywhere inside. It was unhealthy. And now people have emotional pets, and they take them everywhere. It is these women that have little dogs in their purses. I mean, come on.
But the dogs, now people their dogs in their Christmas card. They're in the obituaries. Vincent is survived by his adoring wife Carol, his loving sons Jake and Fred, and his adorable Chewy.
His Chihuahua Chewy, right?
Yes, and they bury the dogs. Now people pay money to have their dogs buried in a pet cemetery. We buried our dogs in the backyard. I grew up playing in a pet cemetery.
So we cremate our relatives, but we bury the dogs. I mean, it makes no sense.
I love it.
Hey,
can I buy that from you?
Hey, Mark, that is some funny new stuff. I know that you're
so much,
active on Facebook and you're active on YouTube with your videos, comedy from the hot tub. So people be sure to check that out. Mark, thanks for giving us a few minutes of new material. Everybody, if you get a chance, find his interview. It's very entertaining, and we'll have him back on the show real soon. Thanks for joining us for the special bonus podcast, Mark. You have a great day.
Thanks, Scott.
Bye.
We hope you enjoyed this episode of Stand-Up Comedy, your host and MC. For information on the show, merchandise, and our sponsors, or to send comments to Scott, visit our website at www.standupyourhostandmc.com. Look for more episodes soon and enjoy the world of stand-up comedy. Visit a comedy showroom near you.